Hello, everyone, and you're most welcome to yet another episode of the Munye podcast.
Thank you.
I am your host today. I am Elian Kunda. I am from the Rotary Club of Mutundwe. And with me today is yet another guest. And you know what we do here. We share Rotary stories. We celebrate impactful leaders. We throw more insights on what exactly Rotary is. So please join me today as we welcome our guest, Past Assistant Governor Bob Nsereko.
Happy to be here, sir.
You're most welcome.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you today.
Good to be here on the Munye podcast.
So our conversation today is titled Membership is not recruitment, it is belonging.
Yeah.
And many clubs spend a lot of time, money and energy recruiting members.
Yes, sir.
And yet some struggle to retain them. Why? Could it be that membership is just membership? Do they feel appreciated? Do they feel welcome to where they are? So, in this episode today, we want to explore that. So let's find out. So, before we dive into Rotary,
Yes, sir.
before we get down to Rotary business, who is Bob? Who is Bob behind the Rotary pin?
Thank you so much, our moderator. Happy to be here on the Munye podcast. I think my first time. I know it has been quite a journey, inviting here, changing the dates here and here, but finally we're here.
Yeah.
Bob is a normal person. Bob before Rotary was someone who was so entertaining as always, always smiling, a very pro-people person, a very amiable person, ready to work with anyone, very flexible as always. And I love new experiences. I love working, interacting with people, seeing happy people all the time. And at the same time having more challenges, because we know in this world, if you're not challenged, you don't grow.
Yeah.
So I've been that person who has always been going out from new challenges that have shaped me up today.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm now working with Bayersdorf as a country manager. Bayersdorf, they're the manufacturers of the Nivea products that you use, the sprays, the roll-on, and the lotions. Prior to that, I used to work with GlaxoSmithKline, the manufacturers of Panadol, the Panadol Tech, the the Sensodyne toothpaste you use. I used to be a country manager for it, and I used to work in the bank for some years.
Oh,
Yeah, I was a senior credit analyst by the time I left the banking fraternity. So yeah, that has been my experience. I grew up in a construction farm where I used to work with my papa on the construction sites. And so I grew up in that fraternity of construction.
okay.
Yeah, that's why I have a lot of passion for construction.
So basically, Bob is a manufacturer, a go-getter. What is there and how do we achieve that?
Good.
Very interesting. Matter of fact, I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
if someone asked your friends, like, but Bob is your friend, but Bob, who is Bob? I feel that has now been preempted because even through our previous interaction, you want to find out behind the titles, when you're there, PAG Bob, PAG Bob, PAG Bob. It puts some distance, but now that we have these conversations, it actually gets more light has been thrown.
Yeah.
So now I would like us to get down to your leadership journey.
Yes.
What are those life lessons, or what's the one that is the most outstanding that has really shaped your leadership journey? What's that virtue that puts Bob out there when they say Bob will guide you through this? Someone is very settled, and they know they are in safe hands.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Thank you so much. I'll start by appreciating the opportunity I got in Rotary, or I found Rotary. Barely 3 years in this wonderful organization.
Really?
But yeah, but the kind of work that I've done or I've carried on speaks volumes about who true Bob is. I'm thinking of this person who gets committed something once it has been allocated to me in terms of operations, in terms of handling, in terms of management.
Okay.
I've been shaped by the virtue of my background. I'm a number guy, commercial oriented person.
Yeah.
So I work with targets. So usually I have an end in mind before I start something. So when it comes to the tasks that I've been given, I always start with the ending game. How will I end? And then I work backwards.
Okay.
So that has helped me to shape my leadership. In my leadership journey, especially in Rotary, because I've been positioned to handle all the tasks I've been given, take them spot on, and then work around them to ensure that I deliver the assignment or the target that my leaders have been requested me to deliver. And I'll tell you one of the things that have also shaped me is the fact that because I've been a leader in my formal kind of work, it was so easy for me to come and blend in terms of leading people, being a team player, because Rotary is about sharing experiences, working with a team. Remember, these are volunteers that you don't pay.
Yeah.
So you must be in position to motivate them. You must be in position to inspire them, and then at the same time reward them.
Yeah.
So it kept in, it just blended in, and perhaps that has helped me so much to deliver my assignments and also grow better in Rotary.
Okay. That is quite interesting. You know, when you say that, I normally listen to the radio, and there's that station that normally used to say, begin every day with the end in mind. So when you say that, you look at something and you're like, what is the end goal here?
Yes.
And then you start working towards that. Yeah. So at least you know that Bob here is a very focused man. He is the goals are already in place. And when we set out to achieve something, now we start scheming for how we are going to get there.
Exactly.
That is very, very interesting. So let's get into the main conversation now. Let's try to understand what membership is. So we talk membership every other day. We preach membership. There was a district governor whose motto was each one bring one.
Yeah.
And we think membership is all just numbers. Now, I want us to break it down. So many people think membership simply means adding new names to the register. But to you, as a leader in Rotary, as an active Rotarian, what does membership really mean to you?
Thank you so much for that question. I must appreciate that I've been the helm of membership in this district. I've been serving this docket up to date. Was a membership champion for 2026-2027. I'm working closely with the membership leadership in this Rotary year, and I'd like to appreciate for the opportunity being given to me to be part of that group. Throughout my entire journey, because I joined Rotary, and within 1 minute I was appointed to be the charter president of the club.
Hey.
So you can imagine someone coming from a non-Rotary background being thrown under the bus to start a new club. And that gave me an experience of how to now bring in people and all that. Given my character, like I mentioned to you, I'm an amiable person, I'm approachable, I want to see happy people. It was so easy for me to blend in and then start attracting people to this mighty institution, mighty organization. The Rotary Club of Werenga, by the time we were chartered, I think 95% of the members, I'd invited them in the Rotary Club, that Rotary Club. So that gave me an opportunity to, first of all, research more about the institution, because I needed to guide others, much as even me, I was a new person, but I needed to do an extra work, ensure that I guide other new members who are coming in. So I used to interact a lot with the prominent leaders in this institution to give me an opportunity to research more about the institution, to give me an opportunity to connect, move around, visit as many clubs as possible, invite good leaders and good speakers who can tell us more about Rotary. So yes, that gave me an opportunity to understand. And after my charter presidency, I was appointed to become the county membership chair.
Okay.
So that, I think that was my second year in this mighty organization, becoming the county membership chair. Now, that gave me an opportunity again to research more what exactly membership is all about. And I like to appreciate what you just mentioned, that Rotary is not about the numbers. Membership basically is more of an experience. Yeah, what do people experience when joining our institution? Research has it that we lose 12% of the new members or new joiners to our institution. And why do we always lose the 12%, especially new members? Because I'll tell you for free, Bob is now 4 years in Rotary. It will take me quite some time to even think about the decision to leave this institution. Yeah, but someone who has just joined, it doesn't even take a whisker to take a decision. So I think I'm not fit for this. I think because they are not patient, they are still fragile, you know. So such kind of transition requires the Rotary leadership and the club leadership to be very, very intentional on how we mentor these people. Who are these people we are touching to in terms of mentorship? What are their core reasons why they are joining us? And I think that's where we're losing it, because someone has not just come in to just look at us. He's looking for an experience, you know, that personal experience is going to achieve when he comes for fellowship. That warm welcome you give him, you know, that kind of support you give him when he has lost someone, when he's visiting, or when he's appreciating, when he's celebrating, that extra support you give, that the family of Rotary Docket, what is it doing for these members? You know, so that kind of, are you allocating them some responsibility on the committees, and even you allocate them these responsibilities, do you follow up to find out whether they are good at that, they have appreciated, or they feel they need to join other dockets? So the experience is what I've just really gotten out of membership. If we don't give these people the right kind of expectation as to why they join, they will leave us. And another core thing I think we need to research more is the fact that we always think that it may fit all, one fits all, that kind of syndrome, which is basically coming out to be a little bit wrong based on the current situation we have in the whole country, or not only the country, in the whole world. We have now generational changes. We have generational characteristics. We are not talking about Gen Zs today. The kind of thing that Gen Zs would like to see, and on the same way, the boomers would like to see. Because boomers were structured, they were industrialists, they started this kind of work, they want structured things, they want formal of doing things, which you won't find in the Gen Zs. Today we're having a podcast, Munye podcast. But I want to tell you, you can go back and research in the earlier clubs how many of these clubs came out with this initiative. And the Munye podcast is also coming from the Rotary, not Rotary. So now it tells you the kind of mindset these Gen Zs have. Now, Gen Zs, when they come and join your club, or even millennials, and you don't give them leadership development opportunities, they're going to leave you. Because they're here to carry on their career, sharpen their sword, sharpen their leadership skills, and they grow into careers. So whereas the boomers or our grandpas and grandmas, for them it was about respect, giving them an opportunity to mentor others, giving them an opportunity to be listened to, you know. To them it's all about career way, because based on their age now, their needs are quite different. So one thing I like to appeal to the leaders of clubs and hotel leaders is the fact that let us now go granular, let's go intentional by now critically analyzing the membership mix that we have in different clubs. Identify the different needs that these people need based on the different age groups or generations. With that, we shall be able to give the biggest experience with our membership, and that will culminate into retention, and then we'll grow our institution numbers.
Okay. So we should just give up the whole blanket mentality of it
One
will work
fits
for
all.
everyone. We should engage everyone individually. What does Bob like? Bob likes ABC. What does Ellie like? And so we cluster that, and that, I think, will make work easier for everyone. It will make work easier.
And again, like we've just mentioned, that when you are, for example, making a monthly program, you have to think about these different generations. If it is projects, you have some who are going to enjoy the project. The boomers, the generation Z, they love, the generation X, they like projects and all that. But then you find millennials and all that, they may like to strike a balance between projects and fun and all that. So you need to now to come in and have a blend of different activities that we can motivate and encourage and get all of them involved. Yes.
Okay. That is very interesting. There are insights that I am just getting now. And definitely this speaks to me as well. Sometimes you find information there and you feel if you feed it into how you also do things, so before our viewers, I am also taking lessons.
Thank you.
So we had this title of membership isn't recruitment, it is belonging. Just like you said, very many people come in and 12% of those are lost. So could it be that they feel they do not belong? Do they feel neglected at some point? Or why do some clubs have more and fellowship is always there? People are looking forward to when their next meeting. So does the balance between recruitment and belonging, how would you advise? What is your take on that?
Thank you so much. Like I've just mentioned earlier on, but I still I'll emphasize this, that when we are recruiting, let us take time to appreciate the core reason as well these new members joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah. If not, please use the research that has already been done.
Yeah.
Look at the age of the person you're recruiting, perhaps the career this person is having. That will help you or to guide you to understand the likely attributes. That's why this rotated or the new lady or gentleman is joining us.
Yeah.
And then take time to also appreciate and understand internally what could be the reason why he's joining.
Yeah.
Because if not until we define the right purpose of the new people or new person joining us, we shall keep losing our people. Yeah, people are not living because of dues. People are living because they think they fail to find the purpose. That's why they joined us. What quality of fellowship are we delivering to our new members?
Yeah.
Even the existing members. There's what we call value per minute. I've spent my time to come. I've driven. I'm spending fuel. I've foregone all other things to come and join in your fellowship.
Yeah.
But what kind of value am I getting from this fellowship? Is it worth it for me to come back tomorrow or not? So that kind of experience that we're giving out, it should be well calculated. That's why you find other clubs, they're always full, others are not. Because what is the value this person is getting out of there? We have groups that like to connect.
Yeah.
They like to connect. If you understand that your team is out, the majority of your members like to connect, to get more business connection, get to what kind of leaders are you inviting in your club? Because if you don't do that, then you're denying them an opportunity to connect. You don't encourage them to visit other clubs where they can connect with other members. Then you're also missing a point because they join to network.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you're not giving them that opportunity to network. Put a provision for a couple, where you can park as a leader and say, guys, I'm moving around this club. I need like 4 people. You can have a couple. You move as a club.
Yeah.
Or some clubs have now developed the concept of caravans. Some are having ships. Now, for example, others see Rotary is having a ship.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going to dock next, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So you need to think around the clock to find out how can I balance these people. Some have come to join because they want to do service projects. But for you, Monday to Monday, you are busy drumming fun fellowships.
Yeah.
So how do you think this member is going to think? You say, this I think is a social club. I think I need to find a better place somewhere where I can deliver or serve my community.
Have purpose.
Exactly, and have purpose. So the main core thing is, have you defined the right purpose as to why this new member joining us? Because not until you do that, we shall still have a leaking basket, which is very dangerous. Which is very, very dangerous. And again, we always lose the point of not interviewing the exiting your membership members. Because if you get an opportunity to interview them as they exit, they also share feedback with us.
Yeah.
Clubs, we have relaxed in terms of running a membership satisfaction survey. Because we don't take time to understand what is the issue. Even the existing members, you could be having burning issues.
Yeah.
The accountability in the club may be lacking. And when someone is donating money, anything to do with money, and doesn't get clear accountability, what happens next?
You're going to have problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that also should come out very clearly. Is accountability very handled very well? Do people have confidence in the leadership of the club? Because that's also very important.
Yeah.
Invite people, they look at the leadership, and they think, I think I'm in the wrong place. Yeah. So as leaders out there, you need to portray yourself. For the leaders who are not yet in the docket, please go for courses in Rotary Leadership Institute.
Yeah.
Get the basics, get the tools, research before you start leading people, because confidence in leadership is very key in membership retention.
Okay.
Once members lose confidence in you as a leader, just know they are going to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, and quite a number of others.
Okay. That is quite insightful. I am equally picking from that cup. Okay. So let's go personal. What was the catch like for you, since we are talking about attraction and retention of members? What was the catch for you? That thing that said, you know what, I think I have to join Rotary. What was that for you? What was the hang of it?
Okay. So to me, for my case, I was privileged to be invited by one gentleman called Past Assistant Governor Mike Ibazibwe. He's from the Rotary Club of Wevaja, because our mother club still, Rotary Club of Wevaja, mother Rotary Club of Wedenga. So they tried to recruit me to be part of RC Wevaja. But because I also taking time to grasp the concept, what is it all about? What are they going to do? Okay, I used to see them getting together. I see them on phones, because that's when now just come into play, the Zoom kind of arrangement, because it was during COVID time. So I could see people sitting around on phone. The president is talking, and which president is this? So so it was one night, and then we were in the estate having a cold one. So he said, but then I think we can start a Rotary Club here in Werenga. I said, okay. And by then I'd given myself out help in the road construction around the estate, because the roads were terrible. And I took the initiative to be cheerleader in funds mobilization and ensuring I bring the contractor, follow up work operations and all that. So I gave myself there, and I think through doing that, I realized that I can do something around the community, because this was not a paid job. I just gave my passion, because of the passion I have for construction. So I realized that I think this gentleman can be a very good mobilizer. So at around 2 a.m., we agreed. I told him, my strength in mobilization. I talked to the members, because I have a following. He said, fine. Then I asked him that please follow up with the district studio leadership. I don't know, but please, that side. He said, okay, I'll take it up. We had a lady called Tare Namatov. She was the owner of that bar. And she said she will be the treasurer. Said, fine. Now we have the treasurer. We have the external wing mobilizer, who was Pag Michael. And now me, to mobilize the locals, the natives or the community members. And we took it on. So that's how we started. And I started doing this, and then it came to realizing which project we can do. We identified the school called Bujiri Public Primary School, which was in a very nice state. The kids were getting water from the lake. You can imagine. Kids were getting water from the lake, and anything could happen. So we started by bringing the mains and the reservoir at that particular school. We into renovation. Now I speak right now, we are building a 3-classroom block for the same. But a lot has been done. We've given them a computer lab. We've given them a standard library, fully furnished with the books and all that. So here I am. Along the way, I picked the concept. I liked it because it was pro people. Like my motive was, my strength is also in interacting with people's interaction. So I'm a pro person, and I found it interesting, talking to people of different caliber, find different professionals. And then what really amazed me, the fact that one of our colleagues had a sick kid, and we had struggled to look for blood around the community to find people who were donating. It was group O+, majority of us were struggling to get this O+. And then Pag Michael came on the group and said, guys, let's call Mengo Rotary Blood Bank. Will you get blood? Initially, we thought the guy was joking. Within 30 minutes, our colleague who had a sick person, a sick child, communicated and said, guys, thank you so much. We've gotten the blood. We had taken hours looking for blood, but within 30 minutes, we had gotten the blood from Munye Blood Bank. So that one was an eye-opener to me, like, oh, so it is real. Rotary is real. Things are happening here. So that gave me comfort and confidence. And I want to tell you that only that move, I think, moved around 5 people to join the club. They were prospects on that group, very hesitant. They don't know what they're joining. I've tried to convince them, but they are a little bit slow. But after that story, after that incident, majority of them, 5 of them joined, because they realized that the institution I was joining, it is very serious. And the institution I was bringing them to is such a serious institution. So that's my story that inspired me. And today, the rest is history.
History, definitely, Okay. So now that we have talked about membership, and we have already delved into the issues as to why people leave and all those things, how best can we now create that belonging that we are talking about? That, just like you mentioned earlier, that where you are right now, it will take you a very long time to think of a reason for you to leave Rotary.
institution.
Yeah. So, what can we do for the viewers and even us ourselves? What do you think are some of the things that we can do to create that belonging?
Okay. I think it's a very good question, and that falls under particular retention.
Yeah.
How can we retain people?
Yeah.
How can we give our members a good experience? Yeah. One, let us have value for time.
Yeah.
Let us give our members good experience when it comes to their fellowships. Yeah. That experience is very important and very passionate. Let that someone feel that I should even go back the next Thursday or Friday, whatever your day for fellowship may be.
Yeah.
Because if they find value in that, then you keep them around. Yeah. Purposely find why they join Rotary. Because if you don't find it, then they will never enjoy the institution. You may try so much to keep them around. You may try to do so much to keep them around, but once you don't understand, don't realize the core as to why they're here, then you may miss a point. Allocate them different dockets to work in, and purposely, let's not always assume that because Bob has come in, has a financial background, and you're going to take him treasury.
Yeah.
You might miss a point. I might be good in numbers given my career, but my social aspects overbeat the passion I have for my numbers.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example. When I was in the banking industry, I had this boss who liked me so much, and he said, I'm taking you to risk department. And I told him, okay, fine. If you're taking me to risk department, on condition that you'll be doing liquidity risk. He told me, no worry, I'll be teaching you liquidity risk because that's what I wanted. That's what my passion. It encompasses numbers and all that, understanding the bank portfolio at all platforms, the treasury, the finance, and then the credit, dealing with finances.
Yeah.
So I ended up now, it first of all took me to operational risk. Now, operational risk, you're like a policeman in the banking industry.
Yeah.
You do incident reporting, where are the challenges that are, those incidents happens, lapses that man has lost. Hey, you're the one to be sent there, record statement, instant reporting. Like, So now, from nowhere, someone was jolly, smiling with everyone. People started disappearing. I turn up for an event, the bank event. No one wants to sit next to me because I'm from risk department. You can imagine that alone put me off. And I won't tell you, I left risk department. That's when I started looking for other jobs because what had taken me there was liquidity risk. I hated operational risk because I prefer to be free with people. I prefer to be someone who's jolly out there, pro people person. Then you go to incident where everyone is running away from you. It was a challenge, So let us now get the right attitude for these people. It's not a guarantee that when someone is doing finance, when he joins the club, is automatically going to go to finance or treasury department or to we call it treasury, treasury department. Let us find people where they are suitable for, and they give them that experience. It will be so nice. Then regional engagement, regional engagement. We get a call from the president. We get a call from the leadership. When I have a problem, does Rotary reach out in terms of family of Rotary? Do they bother to find out what's transpiring me? We usually have this mentality of someone has failed to pay dues in time, and you think Hafran is broke now. It's high time for this person to leave the institution. Have you reached out and find out what could be the underlying reason as why there is a delay in paying these dues? Let's give them an experience. So some clubs have what I hate to do tours because some people join to adventure. If you don't give them those tours, fun-based fellowships, they will leave because I'll tell you. Majority of us are professionals who are in Rotary. People are stressed throughout the whole day. They're in office. Some of us who are field-based, you have been up and down, you're completely tired, and then you come and sit for 1.5 hours in the fellowship. You get that experience. So sometimes we need a brand. Sometimes we need to find something new, something that is a bit different. Give these young men an opportunity to grow personally. For example, what we are doing today, it is something very good. You find that my club has not done something like a podcast. Yeah. Because perhaps the leadership we're having or the generation mix we're having is not this.
Yeah.
But then you who are right in the right age of the digital age, here we are.
Yeah.
You should be given an opportunity to do this. Because if you don't give you an opportunity to do this, if you keep inviting Rotarians and they don't come to have these podcasts, what do you expect this podcast to be? It will disappear. And once it disappears, what are we doing as we as senior Rotarians? What are we doing to the institution?
We are not developing professional and leadership skills.
Exactly. Yeah. What will happen tomorrow? You and him will disappear. Say, I think I'm not in the right place. Yeah. So let's give people an opportunity to shine. Let's give an opportunity for personal growth. Let us give people an opportunity to exercise, to serve their communities. Let us give people an opportunity to grow. And then let us give people an opportunity to network, because that's what Rotary gives us.
Yeah. You touched something, and I actually remember when we were celebrating Rotaract Week.
Yes.
We were hosted by the Rotaract Club of Munye Tank Hill.
Yes.
And then he was still the Rotary International Director-elect, Emmanuel Katongole. He talked about that, like you said, when someone cannot pay dues, now you feel like it's time for them to go. And he was very, very vocal about it. And he said, as a leader, if you are putting people off just because they have failed to pay dues, you are losing it. Like, consider yourself a failure, because engagement is very important. I could have the money for dues, but you know how everyone has their needs. So you might find at the moment I am in a fix and my needs actually supersede everything else. So instead of you just kicking me out, and he actually said that some people are out there and they left the organization, not because they wanted to go, no, because some of them were forced out. Now that brings me to my next question. We need to talk about mentorship. Because sometimes even the leaders themselves were not properly mentored. And if you are a leader and you are not properly mentored, we are going to see your works and we are going to start asking these questions. So, how important is mentorship for both the new and the old members? And can you share an experience with us where a member nearly left, almost left, but because someone intentionally reached out to them and aided, there maybe answered a few questions that they had, someone was intentional about them. Can you give us something, an experience of yours?
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think this happened where I was involved. One of our members wanted to leave, and I reached out because she kept on disappearing. So I reached out and found out what I tried to call. What's the problem? Then she was open. She told me, when I come here, I don't feel welcomed. I'm a new member, but I don't think I was appreciated when I joined Rotary. I'm like, really, this is news to me, but I think we can have a cup of coffee. Say, okay, fine. So at time we agreed, and actually I was going for fellowship. Invited her to join me for fellowship, and we went to the fellowship. And so by the time she accepted to escort me to a certain fellowship, I realized that the challenge is not the new member. The challenge is the environment. Exactly. So, like I mentioned earlier on, what kind of welcome, what kind of environment we provide to our new members? Is it a positive one or a negative kind of environment? So it turns from the leaders, especially the leaders. If you're not in position to provide such positive environment for your members, they will leave. And again, if you've been attached to a member to mentor, please take initiative to carry out that mentorship, because if you don't do that and you lose this member the next day, you'll be liable as well, because you're personally liable and you feel bad because someone who has been attached to you has left the institution in his or her first year of joining. So mentorship is very important in terms of what we tell the members, We found a problem in growing the existing clubs because of the existing cultures and the existing conflict within the existing clubs. You find there's those small conflicts, and then they start recruiting new members into the existing conflicts of the clubs.
Yeah.
That has already distorted us, because we've seen people saying, I won't enter mkavu yako.
Yeah.
I rather wait and get to the new club where we start fresh. And that's why you're saying there's a lot of club extension as opposed to existing growth in terms of membership. Yeah, because we find it hard to recruit within the existing club. People prefer starting their own new clubs and their new cultures. So these conflicts and small conflicts we are seeing in these clubs, it's killing Rotary, it's killing us, because we are not growing.
Yeah.
There's no a club growth because we're small. People are fighting each other for what? No God knows. Because the best thing would be Rotarians should fight at service, not within.
Not within.
Exactly, not within. We should be fighting at service, should be competing at service, not within. Not because the other one has a new car, this one has not bought a new car, the other one has bought a new house, this one not bought a new house. Doesn't grow us. Yeah. Internally, the other one has a good dress, this one has not good dress. Those small things that are killing our clubs. I think we should, sometime we pack all this, put it aside, and then we focus at growing our institution and, deliver community service as you saw in, because we were joining, you were pinned and you are told what to do.
Yeah.
Our motto is service above self, but are we really serving above self? If you are not giving an opportunity to new members, you're not mentoring them the way they're supposed to be mentored, you don't talk about dues because you fear losing someone.
Yeah.
No, apply the forward test. Is it the truth? Tell someone the amount of money you're supposed to pay, and then you feel it is quite a lot as you communicate. You tell them you can pay in installments.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt paying from installments. And now this one also drives me to another concept called quality versus quantity.
Yeah.
I think it's also we need to check it out, because you say quality, the quantity. The thing is, bring in quantity and then quality will receive itself out automatically. Yeah, and quality, it means whoever's joined, whoever's taken an extra time, an extra mile to come and join this institution, is because that he has that heart to serve the community.
Yeah.
Because we front serving the community.
Yeah.
So that means the onus is on us as leaders, club leaders and Rotary leaders, to ensure that we turn that member who has just joined us into the person we prefer to see.
Yeah.
Or to be. So it is the opportunity. The opportunity comes back to us to ensure that we make these people what we want them to be. Today I'm speaking to you like this, but I was never like this. Yes, it's 4 years. 1 year down the road, I'm telling you, I could hardly speak. But now I'm a good example of someone who was not quality.
Yeah.
But now,
yeah,
I'm quality.
Quality.
I'm a quality member.
Yes.
Yes. So the opportunity for us to be mentored is very important, and the opportunity to mentor others is very important. And I'll tell you, mentorship does not only benefit you in terms of Rotary.
Yeah.
Mentorship benefits you across the entire life spheres. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because this way we got an opportunity to get connected to the CEOs of this country, CEOs of this world, and all that. I've been personally blessed to be mentored by some of the prominent leaders. The district governors, mention them. Almost all of them are my mentors. So if it wasn't Rotary, where would I have gotten that opportunity? As they're mentoring you, not only mentoring you in terms of Rotary, they're also mentoring you in terms of general aspect of life, So it is very key and very important we apply the forward test while mentoring our new members.
Okay. Thank you. In fact, you have ended on a note that directly links me to the next question. Because what I had in mind was clubs celebrate induction day. Everyone is happy when you join. But the energy after you have joined kind of dies out.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that clubs should actually maintain that energy even after induction, just like you have said, where we now start turning you into the member we would want you to be? But in reality, it happens sometimes, other times it doesn't. What is your take on that?
Yeah, it's the ideal position will be the vibe should continue. But then how do we do it? And I think this is also very important to note, because clubs differ in how they handle this.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example of the Rotary Club of Munye, where I happened to be their AG during that time.
Yeah.
I saw how they welcome their new members, how they welcome their members. They're given pictures, talk about their portfolios, bring their families, their careers and all that. And then before that, they tell you this is your birthday group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, members of this birthday group, come and invite, and welcome your new member. You start warm.
Yeah.
Then after that, then they tell you, so and so is going to be your mentor for the next 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
You get my point?
Yes.
Then you see now this kind of home is not going to stop on the induction day.
You already belong.
You already belong to a body group. They've welcomed you and they're not stopping that. You're attaching you to someone who's going to be your personal mentor for the next 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
And then also they're giving you a friend of the year. You know, these are people to whom you, these people to welcome you, these people give you experience, people, all these are the people to keep you going, you know. So by the time you realize, and no wonder their retention was 100% in the course of last Rotary year.
Okay.
Because now these are the tricks they're using. The kind of engagement in that club is quite unique, you know.
Yes.
So if all clubs can use the same tactic or same technique or stand, that when the members join you, there is this warm welcome you give him. There is attachment to the body group. Then there is attachment to a mentor. Then you have the friend of the year. So all that can help you, because as the club grows over 100 plus, as the leader or president, you may not be in position to reach out to everyone. Yeah, but have you provided a mechanism where each and every member feels engaged, each and every member feel appreciated? Yeah. So it is very important that we do such activities so that we can keep the vibe in this member going. Because through mentorship, that's when you realize the strength of the new member. It's through mentorship that you realize who this person is and what extra more can do and add to the club. Yeah. Because if you don't give them opportunity to be mentored, then you never understand the actual reason as to why they joined this fighting institution.
Yeah. Okay. That is very insightful. So you cannot sleep at any one point.
No.
Yeah. Someone will call you for a cold one, just like you said, just over the weekend. Say, by the way, I have this. I think I will see you at fellowship.
Exactly.
So now you're already looking forward to
the fellowship.
Okay. Unlike where someone just keeps quiet and they just give you their space. So I wanted to ask about something. Those simple things, very simple, very subtle, that people do that can make people stay. You have talked about RC Nalumu and how they do their things. What are some of the things that you consider small, but someone will still look forward to coming back?
Yeah, one I just mentioned about that personal attachment you're giving to the new person, to the new member, giving him or a mentor. That's very important. Another thing is appreciation, feeling appreciated. You know, when you have done something, you know, as the leaders, you come out and appreciate this person through a smaller word or mentioning or appreciating the member of the month, someone who has really outgrown or outdone himself and being appreciated out there. It's very important. You know. Then these awards that clubs are doing right now, you know, some are giving awards internally, some are now appreciating the birthday group of the month, you know, I've been at the quarter level and all that. These small things matter a lot, because at the end of the day, what we want from Rotary is, or Rotaract is, being appreciated, being recognized. If you don't recognize people, they won't do whatever you expect them to do. Motivation, how do you motivate your people? You know, on the group, WhatsApp group, do you communicate as a leader? When someone posts for asking for something, do you take time to respond and feel that person feels appreciated? You know, when people reach out to you for solutions, do you give timely solutions? You know, at the end of the day, because they want to know, am I in the right place at any time? So when I mention something, am I being appreciated? You get my point? Am I in that free environment where I can ask freely? Because the members can't ask you, they keep to themselves, and before you know it, they move away. That means you don't provide an environment which is approachable, where people feel they're free to interact. Yeah, give that freedom where people can freely interact. Exactly. Yes. Give them treaties like home hospitalities, you know, where people open up and feel like, oh, we visited someone so's home. Oh, tomorrow should be the one to visit, because there's now that family component coming in, or concept coming in. But I visited someone's home. The next day it will be me. Now you're making a family. You know. Another thing that is so crucial that people may not consider, but it's also very important, is the fact that the concept called friend of the year has worked to certain clubs. You know, some have not yet appreciated it because they have not understood the actual real reason behind it. But the F4Y concept is very important. We've seen it keep Rotarians and Rotary actors in this institution. And why is it very important? Because We found out that your 4 goes beyond just an ordinary Rotarian. This is a person who will know your home, person who will know your family, the person who will know where you work from, the person who will know what's happening. You've not visited fellowship, you've not fellowship for 2 years, 2 times or 3 times. He or she will make a call and find out what is the actual reason.
Yeah.
And then, of course, communicate the leadership. You go beyond just being mere Rotarians and appreciate each other, understand each other.
Yeah.
So that concept of friend of the year is very important. I would like to appeal to all other clubs to adopt it and make it something very prominent. Yes.
All right. So, you have been a leader.
Yes.
And you are still a leader. So let's talk about leadership and club culture. How much responsibility, in your opinion, does club leadership carry when we speak about retention?
Like they usually say that not even just saying, but I think it has been proven. Research has it, and even beyond research, we've seen it.
Yeah.
Rotary clubs are more inclined towards leadership.
Yeah.
Towards leadership. What you offer as a leader to the Rotary Club determines how your club is going to be in terms of vibrancy, in terms of how they are going to behave, how members are going to turn up.
Yeah.
Once members have confidence in you as a leader, it means you are doing what you ought to be doing as a leader. You've seen Rotary clubs where today the president is taking the club to greater heights.
Yeah.
When that presidency, when the he or she her presidency ends, then we see the club going down. Then another president comes in, he or she elevates the club.
Yeah.
So it means that automatically there is, we call it there is a proper correlation between the club leadership and the behavior or the reaction of the club members. Yeah. Once they don't have confidence in you as a leader, then you expect it to go down. Yeah. That means you're not doing what you expected to be doing as a leader. Yeah. So as a club leader, you need to be very strong. You need to ensure that you put all the platform that is supposed to be put or that's supposed to be required to be in place to guide this club to greater heights. Because if you don't do that, the next leader will come in who will be doing the right thing. You see the club going up. And I want to tell you something. There's nothing that is painful as a past president who wishes to be a president again.
You want to come back and right your wrongs.
You get my point?
Yeah.
Because we've seen this. And you go out and search. Why past leaders always having conflicts? Why past leaders are fighting the sitting president? Because they want to rewrite the script. And so they're too late. You had the opportunity and you didn't utilize it. Let the current leader shine. Let the current leader show us what he or she has. Yeah. But because you have that mentality of think I would have done this the other way around. I think I should tell this current president to do this. You had your time.
You had your time.
You had your time. So as a leader, as you come in, prepare. Take enough time to prepare. Understand the papers, the members, because Rotary gives us around 3 years to prepare. Take time to understand the membership mix of your club. What do they want? What drives them crazy? Balance it out. Have a blend. Be very careful as you choose your board, because I want to tell you, nobody will know your board.
Yeah.
They always remember Bob as a president. During the president, what happened? Club Yagwa. So you can imagine having that record on your head. And every time you move around, they say, your club Yamulema Yagwa.
Bob
Tukola. You wasted year. Yeah. So as a club leader, please take it upon yourself. Fight as much as you can. Engage people where you think things are not going well. Consult as much as you can. And then leave a legacy. Because all leaders should fight and ensure that they leave a legacy. People will always remember during your year, what did the club do? What were you remembered for at the end of the day? So as leaders, we fight to leave legacy behind. So it's very important that as a club leader, please take it upon yourself to ensure that you put proper structures in place.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, there are still about that. There are instances where you find that a club actually has people, but everywhere they go, it is those same people. So, can a club have many members but still struggle with membership?
Yes. Yes. A club can have many members, but struggle with the membership. And then it goes back to what I mentioned, experience. Experience. Because I'll give an example. It is very common in community clubs. This is my community. These are the people I go to with in church. I find in church. These are the people when my child falls sick, I'll be running to. These are the people when I make an alarm in my neighborhood. These are the people who first come to me, to my rescue. Yeah. So such people, they will say, we cannot leave the club. But because they're not getting proper experience, you won't find them in your fellowship. Yeah. They will pay your dues and lay back. Because they know we need to be attached here, because perhaps we need these people at a certain time. But because the current leadership is not giving them the right experience, what they want to feel, they won't turn up for fellowship. Yeah. So it turns back to leadership. What are you doing for your people? Because you know the type of club you have. It's a community club. These are the people you're going to find in the corner. Yeah. Yeah. As you walk around, the same people you're going to find. Yeah. So what kind of strategy are you using to bring these people on board? Yeah. So you need to think out as many modalities as possible. Do you give them calls? The fellowship day, do you reach out? Do you make that small call? Do you find out why someone does not come? Because see, within the same community, can you walk to someone's gate and say, "Oh, why nowadays such things make us to be more connected, especially in the community clubs. Yeah, you need to find a mechanism of engaging people within that particular club. Otherwise, what they will do is to pay dues, because perhaps they know, it's Bob who invited me. How will Bob see me not paying dues? They pay dues and then they wait for the current president to disappear and then come back. Because they've lost as a president, they don't have confidence in you. But once people have confidence in you, because of the experience you're giving them, they will turn up. I won't tell you. Yes. It's very, very important. This also applies to how the president behaves in terms of accountability. Yes. If you don't give people proper accountability for the money, they expect such in returns. The president, do you reach out? Do you keep on asking for support from these members? And when you ask for support, do you pay back? Stuff like that as a leader. Yes. How do you handle yourself in the community as a leader? Because at the end of the day, we may give an opportunity, and then people try to find out that the guy we gave leadership, community, people will turn off. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we are sitting we are serving this mighty organization, which is very important, carrying a lot of professionals, and then based on integrity. Yeah. Integrity is very key in Rotary, because once you lose integrity, nobody will trust you. Yeah. Nobody wants to be next to you, because they know you have a very tarnishing name around the community. And then two, they know even tomorrow we cannot associate with you, because what guarantee do I have that whatever I'm dealing with you will turn out to be something of integrity? Yeah. So it's very important that as community leaders, as leaders of the club, you understand your people. Because if you don't understand your people, they will pay and they sit back and watch you. Yeah. Secondly, involve members when you're doing things. I think this has also come out to be very clear. Yeah. As you see clubs having a big membership in terms of numbers, but the actual activities, members are not involved, because the president has taken a decision to do things upon himself or by herself. Yeah. This is also very dangerous, because in Rotary, they tell us to involve members, engage as much as you can. It's not about moving alone. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having Rotary. Yeah. Anyone would wake up tomorrow and say, I'm constructing a road, I'm giving street lights, I'm going to build like a baby's home, stuff like that, individually. Yeah. But we're doing it as a group, we're doing it as an institution. So you have to understand that this is a membership-driven institution. Yeah. So once you understand it's a membership-driven institution, give people an opportunity to weigh in, involve people. They will tell you a project here, president, and they won't turn up. You call them, they won't turn up, because when you're designing these projects, you didn't involve them. You didn't engage anyone. Exactly. Now you're telling them you are going to do a project where the project is for tomorrow. You are communicating this evening that you have a project here, and they come and who will say, okay, what is the project all about? Where are you going? Whom did she communicate to? Or did she communicate to? Nobody. Who even came up with this? Who even came up with this concept? Do we own it? We live in Werenga. You're taking us to Bombo. Who approved this? These all things matter a lot, because if the way you take members, the same feedback I will get, by the way. Rotary is the institution I've found where what you put in is what you see.
Yeah.
Rotarians, they
Results
don't
are
hide
instant.
anything. Exactly. What you put in is what you see. You come and do your projects alone, they won't turn up. Period. Involve them, they will come. You have integrity issues, they will know. And they will react.
Everyone will give you
Exactly.
your space.
We don't associate people who have integrity issues. So that's some of the reasons why you find clubs with huge membership, but they don't have trust in the leadership.
So, PAG Bob.
Yes, please.
I want to thank you so much for this opportunity, for taking your time off. Monday can be Monday everywhere, but thank you. We have rescheduled a number of times,
I know.
but I am very happy to have you here today. And this knowledge really, you don't just find anywhere. So I want to thank you for taking time off and sharing with us, and for also inspiring us. I think a few things have fallen in line now. Very many questions have been asked, and they have all been answered satisfactorily.
Thank you.
I must state. And thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure to be here. Thank you. The Munye podcast.
Yes.
To be here. I look forward for more moments like this, and I think I also like to appreciate the initiative that you brought in. You, the Gen Zs, with the digital platforms. I mean, there's no any way we can do it better than you people. So I would like to appreciate the initiative, the creativity around this. Keep inviting us more Rotarians, because we need to give our stories as much as we can to inspire people, inspire new members, inspire prospects, and then we build this institution, because this institution has been stuck at 1.2, 1.4 million people around the world for quite a while. I think it's high time we break this record to push to 2 million plus, because I know there's an opportunity and it's possible. Africa is on the rise, so this is an opportunity to influence as many members within our on the continent and within Uganda to join this mighty institution. And I thank you so much for the opportunity, and I look forward to having more interviews with you. Thank you.